Now at 10, tax considerations and the EPA factor into proposed land development project in Joplin. Plus, family and friends pay their final respects to a missionary couple from Neosho killed in Haiti. And friends, family, neighbors, and co-workers join forces to help clean up a part of Joplin.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Storms are headed back into the area. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. Let's go straight to Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty.
Yeah, we got a severe thunderstorm watch, which is out until 3 o'clock this morning. A sliver of Missouri, southwestern Missouri, Oklahoma, and then also on the Kansas side as this band of showers and thunderstorms races toward us. We've had a few severe thunderstorm warnings. Most of these have been just strong kind of winds in that 50 to 60 mile per hour range, and we are getting some nickel-sized hail with some of these storms. Very loud, a lot of thunder, a lot of lightning, a couple little showers popping up ahead of it, but you can see this main line from Independence stretching back toward Fort Scott. So strong storm working into Bourbon County, right on the doorsteps of Erie, Parsons. Very strong storm from Fredonia all the way down to Independence and also Coffeyville, and then extend into northeastern parts of Oklahoma. So as we go through the next few hours, these are going to work in southwestern Missouri. Again, some could be low grade severe, meaning winds kind of 60, 65, and some quarter size hail. But besides that, I think it's just going to be pretty much a loud night. Of course, we're going to talk more about this and what is to come here in just a bit.
See you in a few. The Joplin City Council approves the first readings of a proposed multi-use complex. But as KOAM's Amber Jenkins shows us, there's still questions to be answered about that project.
Prospect Village is a $375 million complex proposal with plans for housing, indoor arenas, and a grocery store located east of Rangeline Road and south of 20th Street in Joplin. The City Council approved a development agreement with Wusana Real Estate during the first reading. 2 more proposal council readings concerning tax increment financing are planned before the project moves on to the next step.
To gain final approval, a TIF plan will need to be developed and presented to the TIF Commission, which is an opportunity for the public to hear at a public hearing the details of the development plan.
The project developer, Woodsana Real Estate, is already working on projects in Joplin like 32nd Place. Edwards say funding from the private sector will assist with tax increment financing.
There are a number of incentives, public incentives, that are being considered. 2 of them would be CID, so 2 CIDs, which is an additional sales tax increment to help fund infrastructure within the development. And the third incentive is TIF, which is tax increment financing. It's not a tax abatement, nor is it a tax increase, but it does help finance a project of this magnitude.
City officials say the proposed project site needs to be developed because of possible contamination. They say part of their due diligence is making sure the site meets environmental standards.
Extremely challenging piece of property to develop. The EPA has had that property under monitoring, and there's a need for remediation there to make the site safe. The developer's committed to having a safe development, and we'll have to work closely with the EPA to make sure that all those standards are satisfied.
This takes a lifeless piece of property and turns it into something that benefits the whole community, brings in outsiders, that fills up our hotels, fills up our restaurants, and that generates a lot of extra sales tax for the city.
The Joplin Area Chamber of Commerce, along with others in the community, are expecting more information at future City Council meetings.
There's a lot of questions that remain to be answered. Number one, how big is the sports complex going to be? How much utilization will the average public be able to just go in and, for example, will there be a walking trail inside?
Reporting in Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
A second reading of the TIF proposal is scheduled for the next City Council meeting. That's going to be on June 17th. Family and friends paid their final respects to Davy and Natalie Lloyd today in Neosho, Missouri. The pair had worked as missionaries for just over a year, serving for the group Missions in Haiti. Less than 2 weeks ago, gang violence in Haiti took the lives of that young couple. The Lloyds were laid to rest today at the Bible Holiness Assembly Church, the same church where they were married. Natalie Lloyd was the daughter of Missouri Representative Ben Baker. KDOT reminds the public they have just under 2 weeks to participate in an online survey concerning plans for the US 69 study in Crawford County. That project is a corridor study to evaluate the current and future needs of the highway. KDOT has also conducted some public hearings like this one to discuss the highway proposal. You can participate in the online survey until June 17th. Just go to KOAMnewsnow.com. No specific dates have been announced for study completion. The Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety announces nominations for Highway Safety and Traffic Awards. The nominations are open to individuals, organizations, and events to be recognized for efforts in making Missouri's roads safer, with the ultimate goal of 0 fatalities in the Show Me State. We've provided a link on our website for a complete list of categories and more information. Winners will be recognized at the Missouri Show Me Zero Conference in Columbia at the end of September. Show Me State's also looking for individuals and organizations that make significant efforts to care for trees in their communities. Nominations for the 2024 Missouri Arbor Award of Excellence are now open. We've provided a link on our website for more information, including prize description if you have a nomination in mind. Nominations for this one are due by Monday, July 15th. The Spiva Center for the Arts in Joplin is going to host Watercolor USA in 2025. The event and art exhibit will take place from August through October of 2025 during the temporary closure of the Springfield Art Museum due to construction. If you can't wait until 2025, you should know the Springfield Art Museum's opening reception for the 63rd Annual Watercolor USA is this Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. This year's free event features 80 works by 80 artists representing 31 states. 13 of this year's artists are from Missouri. The city of Joplin hosted a downtown clean team event this evening. Folks with an hour to spare could come out to the Joplin Avenue Coffee Company to help clean up around the area. The event, sponsored by the Downtown Joplin Alliance, encourages people to take pride in their city.
Unfortunately, even with a lot of the city trash cans being available, not everyone makes it to them. Trash doesn't always make it to them either. So it can build up pretty quick in areas, especially like where we are in this parking lot. People like to toss things out of their cars, so somebody's got to clean it up.
The clean team meets at different locations each time to try to keep on top of the entire district. The next scheduled clean team event is August 6th. Some students at Joplin High School get a financial boost for a student-led water study. That's coming up, but first.
President Biden announces a sweeping new immigration policy aimed at reducing illegal border crossings. I'm Natalie Brandt with new reaction from the southern border.
President Biden addressed one of his most pressing political liabilities, the migrant crisis, ahead of the November election. The rate of illegal crossings has fallen from its peak this past winter, but still remains historically high. Natalie Brandt has the latest.
With agents overwhelmed on the southern border, President Biden announced plans for sweeping new restrictions on migrants seeking asylum at the U.S.-Mexico border.
To protect America as a land that welcomes immigrants, we must first secure the border and secure it now.
The plan would allow immigration officials to quickly deport migrants who enter the U.S. without an asylum appointment when the weekly average of illegal daily entries exceeds 2,500.
The move comes months before Election Day and follows the collapse of a bipartisan border security deal. President Biden argues congressional inaction left him no choice.
I'm moving past Republican obstruction and using the executive authorities available to me as president to do what I can on my own to address the border.
Republicans, including Texas Governor Greg Abbott, argue the new policy comes too late and doesn't go far enough.
After the first 2,500, they say that they will stop providing asylum, but they don't say they will stop illegal immigration from coming across the border.
Joanna Williams, who runs the Keno Border Initiative serving migrants in Nogales, Mexico, spoke to CBS News' Lilia Luciano.
Different policies of deterrence have been in effect for over 20 years here at the border, and what they lead to is an increase in deaths. Their other option is to try to go out into the desert and avoid finding Border Patrol, and this is 2 days before our first heat wave of the summer.
With the most recent numbers showing an average of 3,800 illegal border crossings a day, the new action is set to take effect right away. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
The American Civil Liberties Union says it's going to sue the Biden administration over the executive action on immigration, calling a ban on asylum illegal. Opening statements got underway in Delaware today in the first ever criminal trial of a sitting president's child. Hunter Biden is charged with 3 felony counts for allegedly lying on a federal form required to purchase a firearm in 2018.
Prosecutors will tell you that there are few things more effective before a jury than being able to show the jury what the defendant said. In this case, hearing the defendant's own voice describing his struggles with addiction and the fact that he was using illegal controlled substances right around the time he bought this gun.
Biden has pleaded not guilty to unlawfully possessing a gun while using or addicted to drugs and making false statements applying for the gun in October of 2018 for not acknowledging drug use at the time. A check presentation supports Joplin High School's science research program focusing on water quality. Missouri American Water gave $5,000 for that student-led research.
Student this year that won the science fair, and he was looking at quasars, which I know nothing about. He's an astrophysicist kid. He's actually headed to MIT this summer for a summer program. And his was pretty much a big data crunch. He looked at a lot of data and looked for patterns and things.
The presentation is part of the American Water Charitable Foundation's Keep Communities Flowing grant program, focusing on 3 pillars of giving: water, people, and communities. A little later, some of the best softball players in the area get well-deserved recognition. John Dales has that story coming up in sports.
Plus, we have a round of strong to severe thunderstorms rolling through over the next few hours. Details coming up. Well, of course, we're tracking more showers and thunderstorms, which are going to be pushing through the region as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. These are mainly on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side right now, but we'll push through the region as we go through the next several hours. Nice shot. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort Indigo, just outside of Seneca, Missouri. In the yellow, this is a great threat to get those strong to severe thunderstorms as they roll east. They will start to weaken just a little bit, but severe thunderstorm watch, Kansas, Oklahoma, parts of southwest Missouri until 3 o'clock in the morning. As these storms shift through, then we'll start to see that watch kind of taper off from west to east. But you can see this band moving in. Very strong storms. We're not seeing much in the way of severe weather right now. We've had a few warnings, but most of these are producing winds kind of 50 to 60 and about nickel-size hail. So they are just right below that severe limit, but definitely some strong ones. So Nevada, kind of on your doorstep. They're in Fort Scott right now, just north of Pittsburgh, just west of Girard, over toward Erie, Iola, Chanute. Parsons getting into the action with this storm, really from Neosho County down through Lebec County. We are getting winds kind of 55-ish. So Oswego, you guys are kind of in line next, and then eventually Columbus. These storms are moving east at about 35 miles per hour. Pushing through Independence, Coffeyville, all the way down into Nowata County, and then back toward Bartlesville, as all these showers and thunderstorms will just kind of slide south and east as we go through the next several hours. These are due to an upper level wave passing by, kind of firing off those showers and thunderstorms. It's close to what we call an MCS, a mesoscale convective system, or a big complex of storms. Very typical for the summer months, especially June and July. We see more in the way of these types of storms than traditional tornado makers that we get kind of in March, April, and May. All right, showers and thunderstorms pushing through. So by 11, they're going to be working really from Nevada to Lamar back toward Columbus, continuing to push east. By midnight, Stockton Lake through Joplin, Columbus, Pittsburgh, down through Miami, starting to get in southwestern Missouri. Then by about 1:30, strongest of the storms are going to be in southwestern Missouri and clearing out Kansas and Oklahoma. And then most of these guys out of here by 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and they'll be much weaker once they get into these eastern counties. So we don't have a huge threat for severe weather and a long threat. It's just low-grade severe thunderstorms for us tonight. Not a huge deal. All right, rainfall amounts. A lot of areas with these are going to pick up half an inch, maybe an inch and a half of rain. So quite a bit of rain with these showers and thunderstorms. And by morning, these are all gone. So by the noon hour tomorrow, we're having sunshine. We're sitting into the upper 70s. Once we get into the afternoon, we go about 83 degrees for an afternoon high. Calm tomorrow night, clear skies. We drop back into lower 60s, and then once we go into Thursday, another nice day. Most of us 82, 83 degrees by the time Thursday rolls around. So we're going to dry out for a few days. 67 in the morning, 77 by noon. 83 is going to be our high. We'll be sitting at about 81 by 4 p.m. And dry for the next few days, which is going to be nice. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Thunderstorm complexes, very similar to what we're seeing tonight, roll back in as we head into the weekend.
Get outside and enjoy these relatively drier days while we can, I guess.
It's going to be nice.
Thanks, Doug. Hey, don't forget, you can be the first to know about today's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. You can get those severe weather updates sent straight to your phone. It's absolutely free of charge. It's the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Might as well download it now. Still ahead, a Webb City Cardinal is named Central Ozark Conference Baseball Player of the Year, and 12 local high school softball players receive all-state honors. John Dale says those stories and more up next.
The Kansas Softball Coaches Association releases its 2024 All-State selections today. Several athletes from the 4-state make the list. Starting in Class 3A, the All-State team loaded with players from Frontenac and Columbus. Avery Johnson is a unanimous selection to the first team as a pitcher, as is her teammate Abby Beeman. Annie Lee from Frontenac, also a first-team infielder, as is Gracie Major from Columbus. Her teammate Katie Simpson, a unanimous first-team outfielder. Maddie Call and Tenley Sullivan from Frontenac, both of them on the second team, and Haley Ediger from Columbus receives honorable mention All-State honors. Class 4A, 3 local players receive All-State honors. Addie Gorman from Fort Scott is on the first team All-State as an outfielder. Labette County teammates Riley Bebb and Caton O'Brien are in the 4A second team. Then Class 5A, Callie Terry from Pittsburgh receives second team All-State honors as an outfielder. Late last night, the Central Ozark Conference releases its 2024 Baseball All-League selections. Webb City has both the Player and Coach of the Year. Webb City senior, future Missouri Southern Lion Drew Vonderhaar is the COC Player of the Year. 3 of his Cardinal teammates joined him on the first team All-Conference. It's pitcher Luke Beverlin, infielder Sean Hunt, outfielder Andrew Young. Brody Pant from Carl Junction makes the first team All-COC as a utility player. Webb City head coach Andrew Donig, co-coach of the year, sharing the award with Kirk Harriman from Branson. Second team All-COC has 5 local players from 4 different schools. Carthage pitcher Landon Bland, Webb City pitcher Landon Fletcher, and Joplin pitcher Brecken Green. Then Neosho's Canton Smith makes it as a catcher, as does Mason Williams from Webb City. Switching gears to collegiate summer baseball, Nevada Griffins play another doubleheader tonight in Iowa. They lose Game 1, 4-0 to Warren County, but Nevada was winning 2-0 in the third inning of Game 2 when play got suspended due to rain, so that result not yet final. Women's College World Series, Oklahoma playing Florida for the second day in a row, trip to the national championship on the line. Sooners tie the game at 2 in the bottom of the first with that home run. Top of the second, Florida answers right back. That 2-run shot puts the Gators on top 4-2. The home run's far from stopping into the third. Regan Walsh makes it a 5-2 Florida lead with that home run down the line. 3-time defending national champ Oklahoma not going to go away that easy though. Bottom 4, Sydney Sanders goes to dead center. That's out for a 2-run homer. Makes it a 1-run game. We'd be tied in extras at 5. Jada Coleman at the plate. She gets a piece of this pitch all the way to left field and gone. A walk-off home run sends the Sooners back to the College World Series Finals. They look for their 4th consecutive national title. Major League Baseball tonight, I mentioned earlier that the Royals were winning 5-0 against the Cleveland Guardians. Yes. Guardians scored 8 unanswered runs. End up losing that one.
That's a tough way to lose.
Definitely,
Not
yeah.
that there's a good way to lose,
No,
but
yeah.
you don't like to lose that way for sure. We'll be right back. The official start of summer is still more than 2 weeks away, but the Mega Millions jackpot, it's already red hot starting June in top 10 territory. No ticket matched all 6 numbers in Friday night's drawing, so the jackpot for tonight's drawing was an estimated $560 million. If there's a winner, it would be the 9th largest prize in the Mega Millions 22-year history. The last jackpot winner was a single ticket in New Jersey back on March 26th for $1.28 billion prize. A lot of money any way you cut it.
Yeah, no way.
Some of you are hearing a lot of thunder out there right now. More of you will before the night is through.
Yeah, showers and thunderstorms pressing through over the next several hours. Some of these storms are going to be low-grade severe, so that means winds at 60, some quarter-size hail, but I don't really see much of a tornado threat with these as they push through, but loud. And then 83 for us tomorrow, 83 Thursday, 85 on Friday.
Final sports note.
Cardinals lose tonight as well on the road in Houston. Both them and the Royals back in action again on the road tomorrow.
There's always tomorrow, for a little while anyway. Thanks for joining us. You might want to stay with us as we follow the weather throughout the night. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great evening.